Well, I'm going to continue with 40 days on Dandridge, and I am going to start with this portion of it is after the 40-day fasting, where at this particular time, it was like February the 6th, well, February the 5th is when it all started. After the 40-day of fasting, I had this severe stomach pain that words couldn't describe. The stomach pain and the rating of that pain that I received pretty much probably almost 7 days at the ending of the fast. I received this pain that was astronomically off the scale to rate, and during the time it felt worse than any labor pain that I've ever experienced. And this pain actually had me on my knees. I couldn't sit on my in a chair. I had to be on my knees in a position of prayer, and it was only for 7 days. So all the way up until seeing 5 doctors that 1 week. I saw a gynecologist because I thought maybe I was having cervical problems. She did my gynecologist did a emergency ultrasound of my uterus. Did not see anything that would be alarming or causing any type of pain. So then she referred me to the emergency room for me to go to the emergency room to have a CT scan. But since I was already in pain, I did not go to the emergency room to accumulate another bill. I waited and got in to see my primary care physician, whom my gynecologist called immediately and explained to her the pain, the level of pain I was in, and that she had concerns about me. And so before I can make it home from the gynecologist, my primary care doctor called me and scheduled me herself with her PCP, her primary care physician. I guess it was someone under her that was there that was able to see me, a nurse practitioner. And so I went in to see the nurse practitioner the next day, which was the 6th of February. So 2/6, I went to see the physician, nurse physician, and she sent me over to Prime Diagnostics to have an emergency CT scan done on the 6th of February. And there I was unable to really sit in the seat comfortably. I was in a lot of pain. And so by the time that I did all the contrast dye and things that they do for their preparation for the CT scan of the abdomen, I did that, and it was over with. And so I went back home on the 7th because it was an emergency CT scan. So on the 7th, I got a call from Dr. Tron, who is a nephrologist, that they immediately sent my scans to Dr. Tron. So I went to see Dr. Tron on February the 7th, the next day. Dr. Tron went over the CT scan that was performed, and there is when Dr. Tron explained everything that was going on, and with the ultrasound, and she also revealed to me some majestic news at this particular time, and she was pretty taken back by what she saw from the CT scan. So as I looked at the CT scan, which they already had it up, and I'm sure that they were probably discussing it amongst other doctors in the facility, I saw the CT scan, and they were telling me at this particular time there was a enhancing kidney mass at the lower pole of the right kidney. I don't know if you all can see this area right here. It was at the lower pole. So you know how it has the diaphragm of the kidney, and it has this like pole or tube. And so that's where the mass was located. So enhancing mass at the lower pole of the right kidney. I don't know what all these other words are, but it was saying it was approximately measuring at 4.4 by 3.4 centimeters. And that was the image from the CT scan. It says no hydronephrosis on either side. And then it says that I had duplicate right pelvical system. So proximal and mid ureter. What that meant, I had no idea. Okay, so she basically gave me in layman's terms, she said that I had twin kidneys. So at this particular time, that was very scary to me, a pain that I've never felt before. I'm getting told that I have twin kidneys. And what that means is that I had two kidneys connected on the right side with two ureter tubes. So two functional tubes on the right side. And then I had a left kidney. So I wasn't quite sure. I was taken back how she said it. And so I was thinking, in my non-medical brain, I was thinking that I had twin kidneys meant that they looked alike. Maybe they were shaped alike or something like that. But apparently that's not what she was trying to explain to me. So she drew it for me. So this is the paper that she drew for me and explained to me. So if you see here, okay, my right kidney was shaped exactly like this. So there's one kidney and there's another kidney here attached to the right side. And here is what she drawn and showed me that the mass is sitting at the tip of this second kidney on the right side. And so there's a tube here, and then there's a tube here, and this is all on the right side. And so Dr. Tron gave me this diaphragm because I was taken back by what she was trying to explain to me, and then still hearing the word a mass. Not sure if she would be able to operate on it. She could not do the biopsy from the back because of where the kidney, where the mass was sitting in front of the kidney. And then the fact that there was two functional kidneys on the right side. She told me that she would have to refer me to Dr. McFerrin, who specializes in robotic surgery. All this information is very new to me. I'm not sure what she's talking about. I'm trying to comprehend this information and still have the glory of God sitting in me to give me peace and rest, because I was just coming off that 40-day fast. And it was a daze for me. Okay, like, is this really happening? Is she really saying this stuff to me? And is this possible to have 3 functional kidneys inside my body? How rare is it? Does this happen a lot? It was so much going on through my head. And then all of a sudden, after hearing that, I'm sitting there and my pain level subsides. It goes down from astronomical 10 plus to probably maybe a 7 or a 6. At that time, it was just so much to take in. Okay, so as I'm listening to Dr. Tron, and she's telling me she's going to refer me because she can't do the surgery that she specializes in because of the circumstance of it being abnormally different, sitting in the front of my stomach. So it was underneath my stomach is where the mass sat, from the second kidney attached on the right side. It was underneath my stomach. And so that would explain to me why the pain was so severe in my stomach, but maybe it didn't, because it was all of a sudden an onset. It just all of a sudden happened right after I had continued or almost completed my fasting. Okay, I was in the middle. I was right at the end of my fasting, it started off as a 21-day, but it ended up being a 40-day fast because I needed to continue to stay in the presence of God during this time. And even more so now with this information that I had no clue on how to handle it. No one to talk to. No one that had been through it. I told my friends, my closest friends, and loved ones about 3 kidneys being in my body. But because they didn't know anything about it, I couldn't go to them and confide to them any kind of confidence. I've even explained it to my pastor, who is also my cousin. I sent him the diaphragm. I didn't know exactly what to do. It was the impossible happening to me. And so I continued to stay in the fast because I knew God specialized in doing the impossible. Okay. And so during this time that I continued to fast, and also knowing at this particular time of the fasting that I have a mass on a kidney that is number 3 in my body. And I wasn't having any of the symptoms of having cancer. I didn't have a cough. I didn't have bleeding coming out of my in my urine. I didn't have pain in my back. I'm just sitting here at awe. Okay, like what is really happening to me during this time? So as I got this information from Dr. Tron, my body began to experience the ultimate connection to God. I literally was in a 18-hour fasting mode. Fasting with God. I didn't play. I did it around the clock. I cut it all out. I sought God. I sought him. I searched high. I searched low. I searched and I devoted and I sacrificed my time, my family, my friends. I put them away and I sought God because I knew if he created me in this manner, he knew at a time like this that he would place 3 functional kidneys inside of my body. I knew he was the creator. And so when anything breaks down, you go back to the manufacturer, right? To find out how to get it back working. So I sought God. I sought first the kingdom, and he added all his glory, okay? He added all his glory to it. And so that was a start of the new me. I knew then I had, he was giving me a second chance at life. Or he was giving me, I didn't know how to think about it, but I didn't think about it because I know God's ways and thoughts are so much higher than my ways and my thoughts. So on the, I think I was on the 7th, 8th. Yeah, the 8th. So then I have the 9th of February. And God's talking, he's talking loudly, okay, about me being this new man in Christ, okay, being this new man, and that God had everything under control and it was all orchestrated and created by him. So of course God was going to do his work because he created the heavens and hell. He created everything. He has the atmosphere and the stars and the sun and the moon. All that belongs to him, and in their timing, everything has its rightful place. So the stars shine at night because that's what they're meant to do, and they stay up in the sky, and the sun shines in the daytime. So, and it stays up there, and that's what it's meant to do. So he just assured me that these 3 kidneys that he placed in me at its particular time, it was meant to do what it was meant to do, and he was going to get the glory for it. No man could get the glory for putting 3 functional kidneys in my body. And then one of them have a stage 3 renal mass on it. So anyway, on the 9th, God was sharpening my faith. And so that's where I was in the middle, at the ending of my fasting, and God was sharpening my faith. And I made an oath with God. I told him I would walk with him. God had told me and showed me that I was, at that particular time, he was pleased with me and my sacrifice, and I was considered, I knew within my heart that I was a child of God, without a doubt. I knew it. And that I had to work with fear because I had never had surgery before. And my mom and dad are no longer living. And the people that I know that have had surgery, I just couldn't go to them because they never had the surgery that I had. Or they didn't have my situation. So God had told me to fear not. I am with God, and he will strengthen thee. He would help me. And I know that at this particular time, I was still in a little pain when I wrote this stuff. And I wrote that the Lord is not slacking on his promise. Anxiety will not ruin my walk with God. I wrote that. I shall be patient, seeking God's face. God promised I will see his hands. God has the whole world in his hands. I wrote that, and I'm knowing that I'm writing this out of fear, out of anxiety, but I'm still writing in my journal daily. So this was on, it had to be after 12 o'clock. So I started writing or within the fast. So I have it dated February the 9th through the 10th. And I put on here, I will look at God, I will wait for God of my salvation, and I will conversate with God. And these are promises that I said I would do during this particular time. And then I wrote also, God sits outside of time, and time is an earthly thing. So I didn't know what time, what it was going to look like, when they were going to take it out, when they were going to do anything to me at this particular time when I wrote this. I didn't know which doctor she was going to refer me to. I was just really having a hard time, but also learning to trust God, right? So I was just really trusting God with it. So I had to put my glasses on so I could see what I wrote. So I put my Redeemer, trusting God and his timing, wait for the Lord and be strong. Waiting can be challenging because I had all this information within my mindset. I didn't know what to do with it, who to talk to about it, but God. So I was encouraging myself to wait and wait on the Lord and be strong. So, and to be anxious for nothing, really, because I had high anxiety, at not knowing what to expect or not being in control. So the anxiety, I didn't want it to take over. So waiting during my uncertainty was not God's uncertainty, because he knew exactly what and how it was going to happen or go down. I just didn't. And so during this fasting time, God talked to me about developing new skills and passions so that he can continue to reveal what he has planned for my life. So And I would write in the middle of the night when he told me to write certain things. I would get up and I would write it, pain and all. Be still before the Lord and be patient is what he kept telling me to do. Be still and be patient. Be still and be patient. Told me to have peace and calm. In my spirit, he was telling me to be peaceful and calm. And he was telling me that it surely should come to pass, and I would be fine. I just had to trust and believe that I would be fine. And so I just began to say Yahweh, because that is something that he put in my spirit to say. Because I remember crying out Jesus and the pain, the blood, and Lord, help me. And when the pain got so severe. And so he began to tell me to say Yahweh. And so I never really used Yahweh. I heard the word Yahweh, but he began to tell me just Yahweh. That was just something that continuously came into my spirit. So I just began to say Yahweh, Yahweh, your way, I'll wait. And he told me that this was my waiting season. And so I did. I wrote it. This is a day of pain. This is all I had strength to write in my book, in my journal. And if you look at it, it looks like pain. You know, it was pain. I was in so much pain. So, the passions, I sat down and I thought about what I was passionate about, and I wrote that down. And I prayed over that as well. And so I know God's going to bring those to pass. I know that he's going to do that. But I wrote those down in my my book. On this day, because God is so pleased with my connection with my friends and my family and my loved ones, and how we laugh and how we love with one another, how we treat one another. He's so pleased with that. He let me know that all throughout my fasting, that he loves the way that I love with my friends and families, and vice versa, the way that they love back. And he wanted to distribute that type of love, because that's what he wants. He wants us to love. Love thy neighbor. Those are some parts of his commandment that he wants us to do, is just have love and be of good cheer. You know, it's not necessarily how much finances you have. The love of money is the root of all evil. So you can have certain things. How do I want to put this? You can have a lot of materialistic things, but your heart can be in the wrong place. So my heart was good, and the people that I'm around, their heart's good. My family members, my friends. So anyway, this particular day that week was very challenging for me. So in that week, I saw 5 different doctors in a period of a week's time. And then at the end of the week, came out with a diagnosis of a 4.4 centimeter mass on my right twin kidney. So that was a lot. And I have been instructed to talk about this particular time frame so that God gets the glory. And I can record so much because there was a lot that took place. And so I just want you to come back, tune in back with me to hear more about God's goodness, his glory, and how he brings down his grace and mercy. How he brings it down, and you can see heaven here on earth. God will open it up when you seek first that kingdom. God will open it up so you can get a glimpse of it. And it's an amazing feeling. And I got to tell everybody that I come across, it's an amazing feeling. And so, and it's just not a feeling, it's a state of being. It's just amazing to be in the presence of God. And so I just want you to come on back and to hear more about 40 days on Dandridge, okay? So 40 days on Dandridge.